Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Dental Garden podcast, which today is being recorded on Camaragal country. And you might notice the different sort of more relaxed setting. This is my living room where I'm recording from. You might also notice that usually I release each new episode on a Monday, which is yesterday, but I was driving home from work yesterday last night at 8:30 p.m. and I just kind of went, I haven't done my podcast episode for this week, and I was on such a good streak as well. Like, I really wanted to keep releasing it on Monday each week, but yeah, I guess it had just been like a crazy couple of weeks, so I didn't get to pre-record anything, but here we are today. And today I'm not gonna talk about dentistry actually. Just going to give you a little bit of a window into my life. Sometimes people ask me how I manage to have enough time to get everything done, or that kind of thing. It's like, I guess it's the classic like working mom question, like how do you do it or something. So maybe I was gonna just try to answer a few of those questions, but yeah, if you just want to hear about dentistry, maybe this is not the episode for you. Alright, so I'm going to ask the questions to myself because there's nobody here to do it for me, but I'm sure that hopefully it won't be too strange. Alright, so the first question was, how do you manage dinner when you're not home, and what do your kids usually prepare for themselves? Okay, a little bit of context. I have got two teenage boys. One is 13 years old and one is 19 years old, so technically he's an adult. So how do you manage dinner when you're not home? Sometimes I cook dinner the night before and keep it in the fridge so they can eat it the next day. And what do they normally prepare? So they can prepare some food for themselves, like instant noodles, cheese toasty, mac and cheese. They've cooked themselves pasta before. They can make obviously they can eat like fruits and yogurt. The yogurt goes so quickly. Next question. What's your approach to prepping meals ahead of time, and what works and what doesn't? I have tried doing like the weekly meal prep thing before, and that didn't work for me because I got bored of eating the same thing, and also because I have teenage boys and they eat all of it on the first day even though you thought it was going to last for a week. So yeah, I might prepare food one night before, but not like for the whole week. What else does the next question say? Why do you choose to make your son's lunch every morning, and how does that fit into your routine? Yes. So usually every morning when I wake up, if it's a school day, I will prepare a lunchbox for my 13-year-old son because I noticed that he was not that responsible about what he was preparing for himself. So I'll usually make him I'll make him like a sandwich and get some snacks out and that sort of thing. For example, today I gave him a salmon and baby spinach and cream cheese sandwich on wholemeal bread, and I gave him a carrot and 2 sticks of celery. I think I tried to give him an apple, but he didn't take it. And also I think he usually takes a bag of popcorn or rice wheels or something like that. Yeah. If I've seen sometimes if I don't prepare the lunch, he just like, there was one actual time where he took 6 muesli bars, and that is not on. That's a lot of sugar. Okay. I do it in the morning because it's more fresh. And also he likes it to be warm sometimes, so if it's like, if I'm putting something in there like pasta or hot food, then I have to warm it up and put it in the microwave and then put it in his thermos and all of that business. How does it fit into my routine? I try to do it quickly. I'll usually do it like before I walk my dog, because otherwise it might be too late for my son to take it to school with him. But depends what time I'm going to work, and sometimes I just say, no, you gotta make your own lunch, I'm running late. Depends what time I'm starting that day, because I start work at different times, usually 8 a.m, but sometimes it's a bit later. Okay, I already read that one. How do you support your son's extracurricular activities, and what does that look like day to day? So, I guess because I'm at work and my husband's at work and we're both busy, we can't really drive him around to activities. So any extracurricular activities he does have to be either the tutor comes to the house or he goes to the place. So if he goes to the place, it has to be walking distance so he can take himself. So he gets like a tutor and a piano teacher that come around to the house every week, and then he like for sport he can walk to tennis and he can walk to boxing. Yeah. That just means that I don't have to like finish work early and drive him around to everything and be the taxi driver. Okay, morning routine and well-being. What does your morning routine involve, and how does it set the tone for your day? So I guess like I'll wake up, brush my teeth, wash my face, take out my splint, clean my splint, put it in the water, grab a coffee, which probably I shouldn't be doing straight after brushing my teeth, but that is pretty much what I do. And then, so when I say grab a coffee, I make myself a coffee, or I usually prepare the coffee the night before, so I grab it out of the fridge, or and then take my dog for a walk, and I'm trying to work back into exercising more, and I really so I used to wake up and then do like a 45-minute weight workout and then take my dog for a walk, and that was a really good routine. Or I would take my dog for a run, actually. As you can see, I'm kind of getting a bit unfit, so planning what I really want to do is, I'm thinking if I can give myself an hour every morning and I can break it up into 20 minutes of yoga to get warmed up, then 20 minutes of weights to build strength, and then 20 minutes of like meditation or guided meditation just to like clear my mind for the day. I might try how that goes. Maybe I should try 10 minutes of each to be more realistic, and then build up to 20 minutes of each. I'm just thinking that sounds like a lot, but I do tend to sometimes wake up very early and not know what to do with myself, so I'll just be like, I'll just lie here in bed until my alarm goes off. So I'm thinking, maybe I could be more productive in the mornings. Okay, just gonna skip some of these. What helps you stay grounded when life feels chaotic or overly scheduled? Yes, often it feels, I wouldn't say chaotic. I mean, maybe it's never chaos because everything is planned. I always have a plan. I always have my schedule, my personal life and my work life. Everything's scheduled, because if it's not, it won't happen. And then, but if I feel a bit overwhelmed, I just try to remember my breathing, try to focus on my breathing, and I might do some box breathing, like breathe in for 7, hold my breath for 7, breathe out for 7, hold my breath for 7, repeat that a few times. Or I might try some what I've recently started is just like make sure you're breathing out for longer than you're breathing in. So like count how many seconds your breaths are, that kind of thing, just to, you know, just to help myself calm down, relax, and that usually helps for me. Also, what I also like to do if I've got a busy schedule is just have a little, break it up in between each patient if I'm at work. So I don't want to just rush from one person to another person. I need to, like, in between, just go to another room, have a glass of water, you know, just, you know, sometimes just like even, you know, go to the bathroom or that sort of thing. At lunchtime I like to go for a walk, just to sort of like reset, clear my mind, be prepared, focus for the next thing. Okay, projects and practical tasks. Tell us about your recent household project. Oh yeah, so I wouldn't call it a project, but I just our shed was getting kind of full, and I noticed that half of the contents of the shed is outdoor cushions. So I decided to get a storage box to put the cushions in, so that can free up space in my shed for the bikes, so that we can actually access the bike, so I can take my son bike riding, because he's not confident to go by himself quite yet. He needs me to go with him a few times, and you know, I guess he can build his confidence from there. Yeah, so I did that yesterday morning before work. I put together the flat pack pillow storage box, and I think I got exactly the right size, because it just, I mean, I was looking at the sizes for a long time, so yeah, but I did measure it, but it just perfectly fits all of the cushions that are essential. And then we have still got kind of a few more cushions that are not essential. I gave one to my dog. I'm just thinking about what to do with the rest of them. Okie dokie, what is next? How do you approach errands like buying native plants or organizing household items? Do you plan or improvise? That's an interesting question. You know what? I don't know if all local councils do this, but North Sydney Council is really cool. I think we recently got a notification that they're going to be cutting down on some of their services, but one of the services that I love from North Sydney Council is the Streets Alive program, and they also have, so they have Streets Alive, and they also have this other thing where like the native plant nursery person comes to your house. I forget what that one's called, but they'll like come to your house and look at your garden and like see what plants you need, and then they'll deliver the plants. And the Streets Alive is pretty much the same thing, but instead of being for your internal garden, it's for your like street garden on the nature strip between the footpath and the road. So that is how I get my native plants. It's pretty cool. You don't have to pay for it, but you do just have to plant them. I have been actually, like, because I want to get some more. I ordered some more recently, but I've been thinking like maybe I will actually find a good native plant nursery and go around there and have a look. Yeah, so recently I've done like my nature strip, and I also did the sort of like the side in between my house and the fence where it's just like the laundry and clothes hanging area. And there was this section that just like grass doesn't grow there because it's too shady, and you know, we used to have something growing there, like some kind of like creepers or something, and then we rented our house out to some tenants, and then when we came back it was just kind of dirt, and they pulled everything out, or I don't know who pulled it out, but it was, yeah, it wasn't pretty. So what I've done is I planted native violets there, and I put stepping stones, and actually just did that in March, and now the violets are covering the whole area, so I'm thrilled about that. Okay, what next? what's your strategy for keeping things efficient while traveling or managing a busy household? Oh, okay, I think I know what this question's about. So what I do is sometimes, because I guess I don't like having spare time. I don't like to waste time. So what I do is when I'm in the car, sometimes I will put on Copilot, and I'll talk to Copilot just to like plan things, because then when you talk to Copilot, it records it doesn't record you like the audio, I don't think, but it just it like transcribes everything, writes everything down. I'm sure there's probably a better app for just writing stuff down, but because you're talking to it, it's easier than just like ranting at an app that's just going to make a transcript or something. So what I do is like in the car sometimes, especially for like just like planning my podcast episode or something like that, driving home from work, for example, last night, put on Copilot, talked through the plan for the podcast, and then when I got home, I could just go into the app and be like, okay, now put that into a document for me, and that just makes my life so much easier. Okay, and also in the car sometimes, like I used to listen to lectures and like CPDs and that sort of thing in the car sometimes as well if I'm bored, but now I don't mind listening to music in the car because I just want to relax a bit as well, and I don't want to. I think I was listening to too many podcasts, and I actually was getting a bit overstimulated or over like too much information overload kind of thing. So I've just been trying to not have my headphones in all the time and just trying to like, clear my mind, listen to my own thoughts. Mindset and productivity. Do you ever feel like tasks are daunting before you start them? What helps you push through? Well, that's an interesting question. Daunting. Sometimes I don't think I ever feel daunted, but sometimes I feel a bit nervous. They say that if you feel nervous, you should try to convert that nervous energy into excited energy. So instead of saying I feel really nervous, you can be like I feel really excited, and that can help. And I mean, like, you just start doing it. Like you just start, and once you start it, then you realize that like I can do this, and it's not going to take 1,000 years, and it'll be fine. And yeah, sorry if that's not very useful, but you just got to start. What is it, like Nike says, just do it. What does being productive mean to you, and how do you measure a successful day? Oh yeah. So I think this is about like, I always like to feel like I've been productive. I hate it if I feel like I haven't done anything useful that day. So even if I have a day off, like, look at me, this is my day off and this is what I'm doing. But even if I have a day off, I want to feel like, I've done something productive at least. So productive is not necessarily productive in my career-wise. It could be like something I've done at home, even spending time with family. Like if I take my kids to the beach or something, that feels productive for me because I have spent my time well. And but also it could be like doing a little project at home, or like organizing an area, organizing my cupboards. It could be at work, obviously. It's gonna be like, treating patients, like what treatments did I do, that sort of thing. But it can also be like getting other things done, which are the behind the scenes sort of things done. Yeah, I guess just as long as I'm not like sitting there just binge watching Netflix or I mean, which sometimes you do kind of need to do though, just to like chill out or relax or something. Yeah, and I guess as long as you have a good day and you feel happy at the end, then I think it's not so much about being productive and getting something done as just like not wasting our time here on this earth, because we only get a limited amount of time to be alive. You know, life is finite. And I guess it's like they say, like, death is certain, it's just when and how that's not certain. Sorry to get dark on you, but sometimes I just think I want to live every day like I mean it, and you know, be intentional, and don't just let life happen to me. You know, you want to be not just in control of your life, but you want to feel like you have given something to this world. You don't want to feel like, I mean, okay, I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to feel like I just went through life and I haven't done anything meaningful. I want to leave this world in a better state than what I found it. That's probably why I also like to do charity work, and that's why I feel good about doing my garden. It's like, you know, I'm gonna make this better than what it was before. I'm just gonna, you know, like every little thing that you do, it's counting towards something, right? It adds up, and it's, I don't know, I just don't, I just feel like if you only have a limited amount of time here, you don't want to waste it. You want to feel like you don't want to regret not doing certain things. I don't know. Oh gosh. Okay. That was a bit long-winded. Okay, what does being productive mean to you? Okay, that's the one I just read. How do you feel about spare time? Do you enjoy it, or does it make you restless? Okay, I think I pretty much just answered that question. I don't love... Okay, spare time is awesome, but for me, I don't use it as spare time. Like, I will try to do something in that time. Like, if I have spare time and I just don't do anything, then I feel guilty. But if I have spare time and I use it for something good, then I feel fantastic. And that's how I feel about spare time. Why don't you... yeah, okay, I just answered all of those questions. It's one small habit or mindset shift that helps you feel accomplished without burning out. I don't think it's a small habit or a mindset shift like that stops you from burning out. I think it's just like, if you love what you do, you're not going to burn out because you're having a great time. And one thing I did do to prevent myself burning out was I reduced my work hours, but I just increased them again. But I don't feel burnt out. I don't know if I've ever felt burnt out. I'm not like hyperactive or anything though. Like, I do rest, I do sleep, that's it. That's the one thing. Get enough sleep, go to bed on time. I try to sleep as early as I can, but that doesn't usually happen. But I love it if I can go to bed at 9:30, but usually it's like 10, sometimes 11. If I go to bed at 11 though, then I don't feel as good in the morning as if I was to go to bed at like 9:30 or 10, between 9:30 to 10:30, because I like to wake up early. And then if I can wake up, sometimes I wake up at 5 a.m, but I don't want to wake up at 5 a.m, it just happens. But my ideal is like wake up at 6 a.m. and then I can, you know, do everything that I want to do in the morning, and then that helps you feel more focused and better for the whole day. And yeah, so I guess you just watched me rant about my life for however many minutes that was, and thank you for listening to all of that, because I guess I don't know if it was useful to you or not, but that's just, I guess, a little insight into my routine, and I hope that maybe it's helpful for you. I guess it might be useful for people who are thinking about becoming a dentist, to see if the lifestyle can work for them. It's definitely working for me, and yeah, I love it. And have an awesome day, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.